How's it going, everybody? I'm at the Lowmesh booth here at Hamcation with Steve. I found you guys at DEF CON last year.
Yep.
Absolutely loved your solar node. And you've got even more cooler, newer nodes. And it sounds like you're kind of on the cutting edge of some cool stuff going on. You want to talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, sure. So the hardware supports both Meshtastic and Meshcore.
Yep.
Preloaded, I already have Meshtastic loaded on there. And as far as the software side of what we're doing differently than kind of the stock firmware, is more related to both Bluetooth and LoRa. By the default Meshtastic firmware, when you're not connected over Bluetooth, transmits an advertising packet really, really quickly. But you lose power or you lose battery life doing that. I slow that down to 1 second.
For Bluetooth?
This is Bluetooth.
Okay, okay, got it.
Also, for some reason, the TX power output on the Nordic is set to 0 dB, but we can go +4 dBm. So a lot of people have been complaining about low connection issues. Well, having a higher TX output is going to give you a better connection to your phone. So that's also enabled by default on the custom firmware. But the biggest power saving was enabling something called an RX duty cycle. Long story short, there's a preamble, or let's say noise or symbols, before every LoRa message. And so for me, I'm doing a 50% duty cycle. And basically what that means is I'm listening for 8 symbols and going to sleep for 8 symbols. And so when I wake up, I check for a certain amount of symbols. If there's a message, valid message, we stay on. So to give you real world numbers, the standard Meshtastic firmware on the Rack 4630 for the PCB on here is 7.9 milliamps. Enabling RX duty cycle, we drop it all the way down to 3.8 milliamps.
Oh,
That's
wow.
a 53% reduction.
Wow.
So, you know, you're in the middle of the desert and we're not transmitting beacons all over the place. We're talking almost 4 weeks on a 2000 milliamp battery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. Well, yeah, 50%. Sure.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So then if you do client mute and you start doing all these power saving things to reduce your transmissions, then you start seeing the gain of the quieter RX really push through.
Now, is this something that is in, so you're holding the Pocket Ranger, right?
Correct.
And so it only works on that hardware, or which hardware would this work on?
Technically, it works on any Rack 4630 or 4631.
Okay.
That's the firmware that I currently built for.
Yeah.
On the Discord channel on Meshtastic, I've already published all this information there.
Oh, great.
So if you search for RX duty cycle or Bluetooth advertising, you'll see the information there. I have screenshots of I have a power meter that you're able to see screenshots of before and after on my oscilloscope to see all the power sampling. Basically, like proof of the pudding.
Yeah.
But it's there. The info's there. Feedback's been a little bit mixed. Some people really like it. Some people are worried more about what if you're at the edge of a network, you might miss the message. So you know, some people are worried about risk. I definitely want people to test this out. The RX duty cycle is adjustable, so if you don't want 50%, you can do 25, and still have gains.
Yep.
So that's in the default firmware for both the outdoor PoE node that I'm selling. I'll bring it here.
PoE node.
Yes.
That is so cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So it has PoE. It has.
Oh, and a nice little, I didn't see it. It's slotted in there. Do that again.
Yes.
You got a little, that's cool too.
You have 4 screws for wall mount, and then you got the pipe clamps to do pipe. This clicks in place, and then you have screws to lock it.
That's cool.
Internally, you can do PoE, you can do DC jack for 5-volt direct, or USB-C. And then it has a 3 dBi with an N-type antenna.
Nice.
So if you don't want 3 dBi and you want to go 6 foot, you can do it too.
Sure. What are the nodes you have here? So we saw the
Absolutely.
Pocket Ranger, the PoE, and what else you got? Because it looks like you got a ton down here.
Yeah, so over at Rockland's selling the device that you've seen before, the square solar.
Okay.
And that's sold directly through Rockland. And then I kind of want to try to see what's the process of selling direct. And so for the Pocket Ranger line and the PoE, I'm going to try to sell direct and then see if I could somehow fail at selling direct and then just give it back to Rockland.
So you are affiliated with Rockland, or they're like a
Rockland
distributor?
is my distributor for certain products, yes.
Got it. Okay, I understand. All right.
They sold my MagSafe, which was the Pocket M.
Yep.
And then the Pocket S, which is the solar, Pocket Solar.
Loving that. Now, I also heard a rumor around the grounds here. You have something that's doing like voice?
For Meshcore.
For Meshcore. Okay, what's special about that? Or how did you even get that to work over Meshcore?
So Meshcore, similar to Meshtastic, right? It's just a pipe of data.
Yeah.
So I created two Android phones, 2 devices. For now, let's say we're talking point to point. On one node, we're doing it's codec 2, and it does pre-filtering and post-filtering. Cleans up the data, makes it sound less robotic. And then on the other end, we basically reverse the process.
Okay.
So on both versions of the mobile app, I did give the demo mobile app to a few people just to test. They were very fascinated that even at 1200 bits at codec 2, with the filtering that I applied for reducing the background noise, for making it sound less robotic, how close it got to human voice at such a low bit rate.
I thought that would be the problem. Is the bit rate is so low.
Yep, and I believe ATAC might be using 700C of codec 2 to do voice. So it's definitely possible.
Yeah.
Real world example, every second of audio is about one message one payload message in Meshcore.
Okay.
So if I do a 5-second audio clip, chop it up into little pieces. I have my own little header, tells you what packet ID number it is. It gets recompiled on the other end. And then the added thing that I'll be adding after that is the ability to request missing packets from the other end. So rather than saying, hey, I didn't get your message, I want only a fraction of the message. That way to reduce the amount of traffic.
Okay, so this is not like a PTT radio. You're not talking into it. This is a recorded audio.
Store and record in chunks of time.
Got it.
So to reduce the network bandwidth issue that we would have, for now I've locked it to either 5 seconds or 10 seconds, depending on what bit rate you're using. You would record, it would send, at least in point to point, it sends almost immediately.
Sure.
There's a small latency. And then you have a timeout on your side. The user gets it, they can record and send, and then your timeout is finished after a few seconds, because I just don't want to clog the airwaves with, this is such new and up and coming, we need to test it out first.
That's very interesting.
In addition to voice, I use the same pipeline to play games. So I implemented chess and I implemented Battleship.
Battleship, wow.
Yeah.
You are using a custom user app to do the audio recording?
I built an app in Flutter for Android, loaded it up on 2 devices. I have a private APK file that I can share with certain developers if they want to test it out.
Wow.
If they need to.
That's pretty cutting edge stuff.
Yep.
We've been curious about that for a while, and everybody kind of thought the data rate was just too low.
So, funny story, all that info is on Discord. So if you go to the Meshcore Discord, I recorded and posted publicly all of the examples of playing chess, of recording and setting the voice, and you can hear it on the Discord.
That's fantastic. Wow. Anything you else want to mention, or where people should go look for you? Obviously, your website.
Just really quickly, this is injection molded. I don't have an IP rating yet on the Pocket Ranger. It's going to come in 4 different variants, ranges from $50 to $80, depending if there's GPS or not.
Yeah.
I will try to get an IP rating, try to get IP66 at least on the device. You can find Lowmesh.com for now. I have a website. I'll probably put my own flasher because I have a little bit of custom firmware.
Okay.
For now.
Sure.
There'll be Meshcore version on my site as well as Meshtastic. And then for all other devices that that are sold through Rockland, you can go from my site through to Rockland's site as well.
Well, this has been fantastic. Thank you for all the information. And best of luck at the show.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.